Section 4. Mastering Rent, Money, and Maintenance.
Now, this is the operational heart of our explainer. So the crucial point is this major operational shift. We absolutely must move from chaotic reactions to controlled operations. Reactive maintenance is waiting for the ceiling to cave in before fixing a slow leak. It pretty much guarantees midnight emergencies, furious tenants, and incredibly high stress. Preventative maintenance, that's checking the roof joints and clearing the gutters before the rainy season hits. And here's the surprising fact the source drives home. Reactive maintenance isn't just stressful, it is consistently, drastically more expensive. It costs you in emergency vendor fees, and more importantly, it costs you big time in expensive tenant turnover when fed-up renters finally pack up and move out.
And that exact same discipline absolutely must be applied to your finances. We are talking about finally abandoning that shoebox full of crumpled handwritten receipts. You need structured rent collection. Whether you invest in fancy property management software or just build a really dialed-in Excel tracker. Because when someone falls behind on rent, an angry, emotional phone call doesn't pay the bills. Following a professional, step-by-step default notice process does. Plus, filling a vacancy shouldn't just be slapping a "to let" sign on the front gate. The source emphasizes strategic letting, actually analyzing the local listing channels and broker networks that work in Uganda to drop your vacancy times and attract much higher quality tenants. In this business, structure just equals stability.
Section 5. Building systems that actually work. Standard operating procedures, or SOPs. These are your ultimate weapon against daily stress. Imagine a tenant onboarding process so dialed in that it practically runs on autopilot. It starts with rigorous screening, which flows seamlessly right into lease signing and deposit collection. That signing automatically triggers a detailed move-in inspection checklist, and it all ends with a clear handover of expectations and keys. By standardizing this exact sequence, you physically reduce the chance of making a mistake. You ensure every single tenant is treated the exact same way, which completely removes emotional friction and personal bias from the equation. When chaos strikes, you aren't freezing up and guessing what to do next, you're just executing the system.
And to make those SOPs function in the real world, the source material drops a hard truth here. You cannot just download a generic lease agreement off the internet and expect it to protect you in Uganda. It won't. You need localized, context-specific lease agreements that actually align with the local laws we discussed earlier. You need rock-solid default notice templates pre-written for when things go sideways, and you need accurate maintenance logs to track the long-term history of the property. These specific templates are the tangible, everyday tools of your standardized systems.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this concept they call the broker mentality. It's defined as a transactional, highly short-term mindset. It's the temptation to just shove a bad, unvetted tenant into a property just to collect a quick commission fee, leaving the property owner with a massive headache a few months down the line. Escaping this mentality is literally the key to elevating your entire career in this space. When you stop chasing the quick buck and start deeply focusing on the long-term health of the real estate asset and building trust-based relationships, you transition from a disposable gig worker to a highly valued, indispensable professional. It's a total game changer.
Which brings us to our final parting thought. After unpacking all these necessary systems, the localized legal frameworks, and the preventative mindsets required to thrive in this market, ask yourself, are you just collecting rent or are you truly managing a property? Because true property management isn't just a monthly transaction. It is about building the rigorous systems that handle the chaos for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope it empowers you to abandon those reactive habits and start building your proactive systems today. Keep learning, stay proactive, and I'll catch you in the next one.